Hey, this is my Maundy Thursday special, which will be a little longer than my just 1 minute segments. The word Maundy comes from the Latin word mandatum, meaning commandment. This is where we get the word mandate from in our English language. But how did we get to use the word Maundy on the Thursday before Easter? Well, today marks the event in Jesus' ministry when he met with his disciples in the upper room to celebrate the annual Passover feast. This became the Lord's Supper or communion, which we observe as a monthly sacrament. In that meeting, Jesus introduced several new commandments to his 12 disciples. All four gospel writers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, all record the upper room event. But only in the Gospel of John do we see the startling picture of Jesus washing the feet of the disciples. Let me read to you from John chapter 13, verse 12 and following. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I have done for you? He asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your teacher and Lord, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I've set for you an example that you should do as I have done for you. I tell you the truth, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. This first new commandment was demonstrated by Jesus' example of humility and servanthood when he washed the disciples' feet. This task was a very menial one, usually reserved for the slave of a Jewish household. But Jesus showed the disciples and us what it meant to be an example of unashamed love and service. It taught us how to serve each other with Christ's love in every area of our lives. During this virus crisis, we can use creative means and ways to obey this commandment. For instance, we can call each other on the phone, we can send text and email messages of encouragement, and of course, we can snail mail words or cards of encouragement to each other. The next commandment Jesus set forth involved the new meaning that he was assigning to the bread and to the cup, accompanied also with directions for observing communion. You see, each time we participate in communion, we remember Jesus' death and sacrifice for our salvation. His body and his blood are to be brought front and center to our minds and to our hearts with an attitude of thanksgiving. You might want to share the Lord's Supper in your homes with the bread and the cup, remembering these commandments from our Lord until we gather together as the assembled church sometime in the near future. Have a happy Maundy Thursday, and may you experience the fullness of Christ's love in your lives. Today's Thursday, but Good Friday is coming. Aloha.